Hello and welcome to another week of Pick 3 DST, where I give you 3 defenses I like and 1 defense I'm fading for week 3 of the NFL season. I'm Eric Samulski from NBC Sports, and we've upgraded to the big kid studio for today. But as a reminder, these are still not full weekly DST rankings. If you want to check those out, you can click on the link below. As always, we're going to start with my sleeper defense of the week, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Consensus has them at 9th, and I have them up at 4th this week. The Jaguars are 4th in turnover rate, they are 7th in pressure rate, and they're 3rd at the rate in which opponents' drives end in a score. Everybody got off the Jaguars in week 2 because they're facing the Chiefs, but the Jaguars' defense showed up with 3 turnovers and a sack on the day. They get a much easier task in week 3 against the Texans offense that was down 4 offensive linemen in week 2. If the Texans are not fully healthy, I expect the Jaguars' defense to wreak havoc and make them a good sleeper defense for us in week 3 of the NFL season. Before we get to my solid defense of the week, make sure you comment below, let me know which defense you're starting this week, or hit me up with any start-sit questions that you might have. My solid defense of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs, who I have coming in at 5th this week. So far through 2 games, the Kansas City Chiefs are 4th at the rate at which opponents' drives end in a score, and they are 13th in pressure rate. They get Chris Jones back in the fold, which makes them a little bit more of a ferocious defense, and I really like their matchup against the Bears offense that looks like it has no identity right now. Watch the Bears-Bucks matchup for Rotoworld Blurbs on Sunday, and Justin Fields just looked terrible. The Bucks were spying on him with 2 linebackers all game, forcing him to make throws, and it ended with him throwing for 211 yards and 2 interceptions. I expect the Chiefs offense to score lots of points against this Bears defense, which means Justin Fields is going to be put in position to pass a lot to try and keep up, and I don't expect that to go well for him. I expect a bunch of sacks and some turnovers with Fields dropping back to pass, and I think that makes the Chiefs a really solid play this week. My stud defense of the week is the Dallas Cowboys. Consensus has them 1st, and I have them 1st. There's really not much to say about the Cowboys defense right now. They have 37 points, according to Fantasy Pros scoring through 2 weeks, and they're getting the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I know Josh Dobbs and James Conner look pretty good against the Giants defense, but I think that has a lot more to say about the Giants than about the Cardinals offense. I don't think we need to overthink this one. This is a smash spot for the Cowboys, and they're locked and loaded as my top defense. Before we get to my fade of the week, if you haven't yet, make sure you click below to like and subscribe to get all of our NBC Sports content for the rest of this fantasy football season. But my fade defense of the week is the Miami Dolphins. Consensus has them 11. I have them down at 17th. Yes, the Dolphins have 7 sacks through 2 games, and them having a pass rush does make them a little bit more of an intriguing play for fantasy purposes. However, they've also allowed 720 yards through 2 games, and they've allowed opponents to score on 43% of their drives. I think that this Denver offense has some problems, and I don't think that Miami is a bad play. But with Jerry Jeudy back in the fold and Javonte Williams looking pretty healthy, Denver was able to move the ball last week against a pretty solid Commanders defense, and I expect them to be able to move the ball against the Dolphins and put up some points as well. The Dolphins will probably get some sacks and maybe a turnover because Russell Wilson is not the same, but I don't think that this is a smash play. I like the Dolphins more of a deep league play, so I have them outside of my top 12. That's it for week 3. Make sure you comment below. Let me know which defense you're starting, or ask me any start-sit questions you have for week 3. Hit the subscribe button below to get all the NBC Sports content for the rest of the fantasy football season. And check me out next week for more Pick 3 DST.